Hello and welcome to this Hurricane Michael update. I will be talking about our local weather too in another video, but this video is strictly going to be about the tropical activity, and namely Hurricane Michael, which it was incredibly destructive. We have Leslie out here as a Category 1, 75 miles an hour. We have Nadine, but we're talking about Hurricane Michael. Fortunately, it is weakened to a Category 1 with maximum sustained winds of 90 miles an hour and minimum central pressure of 955 millibars. The weakening is expected to continue. It will probably be a tropical storm by midnight tonight. But the damage has been done. There's a tremendous amount of damage. We're going to first look at the satellite loop, and then we're going to look at the radar loop. You can still see that very well-defined circulation. It made landfall around Mexico Beach with maximum sustained winds 155 miles an hour, minimum central pressure 919 millibars. That is a record for one of the strongest hurricanes to ever landfall in the United States. Strongest hurricane since, I believe, 1962. And very unusual to see this in October, of course. But here we are. And you can still see the very well-defined circulation. Caused a lot of damage. We're going to talk about the damage and hopefully find some pictures of all the damage that has occurred in Panama City and that whole area. Now it is moving into Georgia and continuing to cause damage there, and I'm sure there are going to be power outages too as well as a result of that. Let's take a look at the radar here. Let's put this in a loop so we can take a look and see where this is going. On the radar, telecast radar here. Just wait for it to loop through. So it looks like now it is setting its sights on Albany, Georgia. I don't know how big of a city that is. But this whole area is getting a lot of rain and a lot of wind, and I'm sure that the power is going out here as well. We're going to actually look at the power outage situation next. All right, so Gulf Power, which is the electric utility for this particular part of Florida, has 116,293 customers out. That is out of, so it's still not, still a lot of people have power. System reliability 75%, so 3/4 of the people in this utilities area have power, which really is amazing when you think about it. But I don't think there's any power at all in Panama City. It's probably completely out. I would imagine with those winds that you would have lost almost every single substation out there and have no power at all pretty much in this area. Further inland, it's possible that the power was able to hang on a little longer in certain areas. However, I seriously doubt it. I think there are going to be lots and lots of power outages in this particular area of Florida, widespread power outages. The other utility, I don't know what the utility is for. I think there's a mosquito flying around my head, believe it or not. I don't know what the other utility is for Georgia. Let me see. Just give me a moment. Alright, I believe it would be Georgia Power. That would be the utility. So let's see what the situation is here. Oh, there are lots of power outages already. Alright, so there are 67,432 people without power in the state of Georgia right now. And it looks like most of that is in this area right here. So yeah, these areas here are getting hammered and the power is going out. I'm going to look at Albany in a minute. Albany, Georgia. If we can find that. But first, let's take a look. These are all large-scale transmission-based outages. Most likely, some of them are not. But I would imagine a lot of them are, at this point, transmission-based with such strong winds affecting the area. Let's see if I can find Albany, Albany, Georgia. I can find that in here because that's the area that's getting hit right now. Let's see if I can find it. I'm not familiar with Georgia. I think this is it over here. Is that Albany, Georgia? I think this is Albany, Georgia. So yeah, a lot of power outages here. Yeah, 3,000. Yeah, it looks like almost everybody has no power, or well, most people are out in this area. I would say with those kind of conditions, I would expect there to be a widespread power outage situation. So now we're going to take a look at Twitter and see if we can find some pictures about the damage. And here you go. Here is a picture of the damage. This building right here has been destroyed. The First Federal Bank of Florida in Panama City has been completely destroyed this afternoon by Hurricane Michael. You can see the before and after pictures right here. Look at that. Everything's blown out. The roof is gone. The building is a complete loss. Just incredible from the video. Now, some of these are videos, so we're just looking for pictures. Here you go. Look at the flooding here. This is Mexico Beach. The storm surge has literally swallowed the whole town. Catastrophic damage we have here. I wish that I'm just trying to look for pictures here. But this is catastrophic damage here. Mexico Beach, Florida. Here we go. More damage from Mexico Beach, Florida. This is just horrible natural disaster. A horrible natural disaster. I'm almost speechless. Look at that. Shark on the freeway in the water. Here's here's some pictures from Panama City. Look at this. Look at this destruction. So many buildings destroyed. Unbelievable. Here's some more before and after pictures. Homes just washed away completely in Mexico City. Mexico Beach, I'm sorry. Mexico Beach, Florida. Look at that. Oh, this is from Hurricane Ike. There you go. There's another image of it. So there's plenty of... Here's a picture of a tree getting uprooted in Panama City Beach here in the little video to show this tree. There it goes. It's rocking back and forth. Look at that. That'll show you the power of the wind. There was a lot of people live streaming this. Look at this. There's some more. Yep, there goes the roof. The eye wall was extremely intense. Very intense eye wall. Look at this. Look at downtown Panama City. Let's try to get to this. Downtown Panama City proper got way hit harder than Panama City Beach. Look at this. Complete destruction here. Just complete destruction. This is horrible. This is a horrible disaster. Let's look at these trees down. Just a horrible disaster here. All right, we don't want to look at that. Let's forget about the politics here. We don't want to look at the politics. Let's take a look at some of these. So here's again another picture of that building, People's First Bank on 23rd Street in Panama City. Completely destroyed. That's unbelievable. And now we've lost the pictures. So I don't know what happened there. We're following WJHG, so I'll have to load these back up again. Let's be patient. And all right, so that's not the picture we wanted. Let's try this again. Having some technical difficulties. All right, so here's another picture of the damage here. Look at this. Look at these trees down. Look at all these trees that just literally all just destroyed. Looks like a tornado, right? It looks like a tornado. Incredible. Yeah, apparently there's some kind of bug, so you have to hold on a minute. We're going to have to just deal with it. And I'll show you one more picture. This is what's gone on here at WJHG. They lost power at the station. Their studios, and it's beyond the power loss over there because they lost part of their roof. There's serious damage to their building. This is a major TV station in Panama City. I was following them. I put the link in, and I'll put it in again so you can follow what's going on and what they're going through. This is a serious disaster. People are going to need help. There are a lot of people that don't have a roof over their head. People are going to need help. We need to come together if you can and have the resources to help them down there. I would definitely say you got to do this because this is here's some of the destruction here that they showed here. Destruction was just look at this. Just look at this here. I got more pictures here, so let's take a look at their Facebook feed because they seem to have a really good amount of pictures here for us to see. They've been doing an excellent job covering this despite the problems they've been going through due to the storm. Look at this destruction here. Unbelievable. We have never seen a hurricane like this in hit the Florida Panhandle, let alone very rare to even get a hurricane this strong to hit the United States. Just look at this. Look, it's total destruction. Total destruction. So again, I urge you to go to their Facebook page, follow them. about what's going on over here, because this is a terrible disaster. We have 117 new pictures that have just come into Twitter while we have been doing this. So pray for the Panhandle indeed. This is unbelievable. So yeah, and it's continuing to do damage. It's doing damage in Alabama. Look at this damage here. Look, damage left behind. This damage at a hotel. A lot of places have lost their roofs. And unfortunately, it looks like there is a fatality already being reported. Authorities say a Florida Panhandle man was killed by a falling tree from the hurricane. So now I guess we're going to go to the models and see where it goes from here, because it's not over yet. The storm is still on its way, rampaging across the southeast. Okay, so let's take a look at the models and see how we go from here with this still dangerous storm. It's still a hurricane, even though it's been on shore now for quite some time already. It's still a hurricane. It just shows you how powerful this storm was and how long it's taking for it to wind down. So tonight and into tomorrow morning, it is going to move across Georgia and continue to weaken. But unfortunately, it's going to, before it does that, it's going to bring more rain to the Carolinas, which definitely is not needed. More rain for tomorrow across the Carolinas, which is definitely not needed. And then the remnants go just to the south of us early Friday morning. We're going to talk about that more when we talk about our weather and our local weather update. But let's take a look at the winds. Let's see what the wind is going to be here, because there's still going to be some strong winds, I think. All right, so yeah, there's still some strong winds as we go into the overnight. There's still going to be winds at least 40, 50 miles an hour as we go into the overnight. And then toward the morning, most of the winds should die down, and they should only be sustained around 30 miles an hour, according to the GFS. All right, we have to look at other models because the GFS may be winding this down a little too quickly. But you can see there's still going to be some really, once this gets back out over the water again, it actually is going to pick up some strength, and the winds are actually going to increase again to possibly winds of sustained 40, 50 miles an hour as it gets back out over the water again. That may affect our offshore waters tomorrow night into Friday. And again, I got to talk about that in the local weather update. Let's now take a look at the amount of rainfall that's going to form. 24-hour pre-accumulated rainfall. So this is what I'm concerned about with the Carolinas. This is what they don't need. Another 5, 6, maybe 7 inches of rain in these areas that were flooded by Hurricane Florence is the last thing they need. And unfortunately, they're going to have to be going through it all over again. Hopefully they've been able to rebuild some of the dams and the levees and the systems that helped drain the water away, so they can prevent another flooding catastrophe. But I have a feeling there's going to be more flooding involved for them. So now let's take a look at the NAM. We're going to go ahead and look at the NAM, and we'll take a look at the NAM reflectivity first of all. As we go in the overnight, you can see the NAM is a lot stronger. It looks a lot stronger. Look at all that heavy rain that's going to continue to pound, and that rain literally stays, the circulation stays well defined, and then it emerges right off the coast again, and that's when it could actually start picking up strength again, believe it or not. I think it will once it gets back out over the water. You got to remember the waters offshore are warmer than they're supposed to be, so I think it will pick up strength. Let's take a look at the winds. So the NAM is a little more robust with the wind. You can see that. That's what I'm saying. The GFS always seems to weaken these things a little too quickly. Even into past midnight, we're still getting winds sustained 40 to 50 miles an hour in Georgia, and I think they will be that way. Even into South Carolina to some extent, there could be a wind sustained 30 to 40 miles an hour. So there could be some more additional power outages there. The last thing they need in addition to the rain from this. The good thing is it does move quickly. You see that, and it emerges back out over the water early Friday morning or Thursday night, and then it strengthens again. Look at the winds pick back up again. So, it's a good thing it's moving quickly and it's moving away from us, because I think the remnants, or what's left of this thing, I think this thing is going to be causing damage all the way through. Even though it'll be in a weaker state, it's still going to be a storm that's going to cause damage. That's for sure. So let's take a look at the Euro. Let's take a look at the Euro model here, and look at the winds. Because the euro, oh yeah, you see how much more robust the euro is. Look at that. So the euro, all right, we don't have, let's see, yeah. All right, so this is, yeah, it's only going to give, the only problem with the euro, it only gives us in 24-hour increments. So tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, it's moving into South Carolina. You still see, look at the winds. The euro still has strong winds. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking these winds are still going to be strong. It will be a tropical storm, but there's still going to be winds, especially on the right side of the storm, sustained 50 to 60 mile an hour with gusts, possibly still a hurricane force. And by Friday, it's moved offshore. But look at the wind field; it's still intact. So that's why I think this thing is going to cause problems. Even people in North Carolina, even people in the Mid-Atlantic are going to see problems from this hurricane, or what's left of it, because I think it's could still be considered a tropical storm all the way till when it gets back out over the water again. It's very possible. This is a very unusual event. I've never seen a storm this strong, this resilient, this intense. It's really unbelievable. So we'll look at the radar one more time here. But this is a terrible disaster that people are going through. And this disaster is not over yet. It really is, in a way, just starting. People are going to have to deal with the damage and the loss of property and the infrastructure damage. And the storm is still causing problems, new problems as it's moving to the northeast. So Michael will be one of the worst hurricanes probably in the history of this country. Right up there with Andrew, right up there with Camille. One of the worst hurricanes. So that is going to conclude this update tonight about Hurricane Matthew. Let's pray for the people in the Panhandle of Florida. Let's pray for the people that are being impacted now in Georgia by this. Let's pray for the people in the Carolinas who are going to have to deal with more rain. This is just a horrific disaster. Like I said, I don't want to bring politics into it as far as the climate thing goes, but if indeed climate change is causing more hurricanes like this is exactly why we need to do something about it, because literally it is destroying people's communities, people's lives. It's a horrible thing, and we've got to pray for some divine intervention that humanity starts taking this more seriously, and that maybe we can get a little help from Mother Nature in the form of some volcano eruptions to like Mount Pinatubo to hopefully cool this planet down. But anyway, I don't want to really get into it too much. I really don't. I want to leave it kind of out of that. But that is going to conclude this Hurricane Hurricane Michael update. Again, pray for the people in this area. If you can help, you can send help. If you have the resources or you're better off, you can donate some food or money to help these people that are going to be suffering for quite some time with the aftermath of this just horrific disaster. Take care.